drop your baggage and get on the internet to win at life. With all the hype about hope and change in our country, you wonder when some hope and change is going to come to you and your family. Well, if you were just going to wait for it to come to you, you are sadly mistaken. For any type of change to come to your life, you need to take the first step. Your country is not going to give it to you. Your friends and family are not going to give it to you. You are going to need to seek it out yourself. Are you living from paycheck to paycheck and always coming up short at the end of the month? Do you have more month than you have money? Do you already own a small business, but it is on the skids with the current economy? Do you feel that you are prohibited from achieving these changes because old work habits that are hard to break of people in your life who put you down where you live, where you work, who you associate with people who say that every type of new business venture is a scam, a poor view of your self-esteem, your lack of skills, or the wrong type of skills, just too many burdens that you don't think you can get rid of? Then, what I am about to tell you will revolutionize your life. You can find this change in owning your own business on the internet. You will need to take action today to ensure this revolution in your future. Come with me as we explore this direction of new hope and change in your life. A number of years ago, I was in the U.S. Navy stationed on the island of Guam. As some of you already know, Guam is a small island about 30 miles long and 4 to 8 miles wide, and is kind of shaped like a peanut. Guam is a territory of the United States, so all the residents there are U.S. citizens. While there, for almost a year, I would go snorkeling in the many nooks and crannies of the coral reefs around the island. One of these trips was to swim at the edge of the deepest body of water in the world, just off the southeast corner of the island. This was Mariana Trench, which is over 35,000 feet deep. One day, I went to a coral reef on the northwest side of the island with 2 friends, to snorkel its reef and take some underwater pictures. This particular reef actually had a lifeguard on duty, and I would find out later that this was a very good thing. Because I am not a very strong swimmer, I would always have my little 3-foot rubber raft with me, tethered to my swimming suit. Then attached to the raft, I carried a small bag made out of netting material, in which I carried the tennis shoes of all of us swimmers. The reason for the tennis shoes was simple. We had to walk across about 100 to 200 feet of very sharp and dangerous coral reef with about 1 foot of water over it, to get to the edge of the snorkeling area where we could put on our flippers. This raft and bag of shoes almost cost me my life. As we approached the coral reef to come in from our swim, the other 2 guys were about 200 feet from me and I could not get their shoes to them, so they continued in with just their flippers. I came up to the edge of the reef and tried to get up on top of it, and could not do it. The weight of the raft and shoes and the constant tide pushing me back prevented me from getting up on the reef. I would keep grabbing at chunks of coral to hold on to, so that I could jump up on the reef when the next tide rushed in, but to no avail. My fingers were getting shredded by the sharp coral when I was pushed back time after time. I was becoming exhausted with the effort. I did not think I was going to drown, because I had my little raft. I felt more like I was going to be driven out to sea and end up as lunch for a shark. I could see my friends on shore watching me, but they had no real way of helping me. After struggling for what seemed like an hour, the lifeguard came out onto the reef and tossed me a buoy to grab onto, and pulled me into safety. Here I was, about to become snacks for a shark, and I insisted on hanging on to that bag of shoes. My friends wanted to know why I did not just let the bag go so that I could swim in. All I could tell them was that I felt that I had a responsibility to save their shoes. What a poor reason to lose your life. If I had let go of the excess baggage, I could have made it to safety by myself. Do you have baggage that is holding you back from making that change in your life? Now is the time to release it and start that new business you've always wanted. To have the freedom to be your own boss and start a new life, get into internet marketing. Start your own business from home and reap more money than you ever could from that job or business you now have. Seek out a company that will let you copy their successful strategies and use them to build your own successful life now.